wants to ask anything.
Yeah, Anshi, I had spoken to Rakesh and Kelly about it, about the year cropping of the dogs after the ABC. So, as far as I read it, I think it was banned in 1960s across the world, right?
Okay, yeah.
But it is still practiced.
Okay. No. She doesn't mean ABC.
No.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about tail docking and ear cropping as an aesthetic procedure? Are you talking about that, or are you talking about the post-ABC notching of the ear? That is not ear cropping.
That's notching.
That is notching.
It's supposed to be notching, but they take half the ear.
They take half the ear.
They are, yeah.
Still infected ears.
Yes.
Because they can't
They're not supposed to do it like that. That means whosoever is doing it is goofing up. But ear cropping and tail docking are different. Those are procedures which are supposed to enhance a dog's aesthetic value. And that's outright cruelty. There's an AWBI advisory against it. There is a veterinary council advisory, which is, I think both of them are on the Voice of Stray Dogs website, and that is wrong. But there's also a litigation pending regarding that. Surprisingly, the Kennels Club of India wants to promote a whole lot of very strange things.
including debarking of,
Debarking, I was so shocked when I So in fact, they have sued the AWBI for issuing such an advisory. And actually, it's out and out a Section 11 case. It's a cruelty to the dog. I mean, and it's horribly done. A lot of people who are not, surgically trained do it. Breeders do it themselves.
But Anjali, that begs the question, which is, while you can't do it for aesthetic reasons, and that is cruelty, why is this not cruelty till when it was just notching? 4 or 5 years back, or if you see, I have a dog which is not from Bangalore, but there used to be small notches. Now what? Because for easy identification, it's practically half their ears being cut off.
No, so that is cruelty. Take it up.
Both ears, and it's being unique and bandaged that they have to be cut off. Yeah, I know.
That's, I think, contrary to the AWBI standard.
So can it be contested?
procedure.
Can it be contested in some way? Can we act against it?
Yeah.
Because I've seen those dogs. I mean, I've seen dogs which keep bleeding. They keep scratching after a while. Okay, because this wound doesn't heal, and anybody knows that ear cut would bleed like hell because of the blood vessels. Okay?
So that's
they develop these wounds. It's terrible.
Yeah. That's the organization goofing up. Whosoever is doing it, and if that's something the municipality is advocating, then that's not right. That's contrary to the.
So we can challenge it. We can make a representation. First politely and otherwise, and say that you need to stop doing that. And it is only notching like it was supposed to be a small deal.
I was appalled when I got off the aircraft yesterday.
Yeah.
First thing I see is a dog at the airport with both the ears almost off.
Oh, by the way,
And I'm wondering
I've got
what on earth is
pictures
this?
from you, and I'm going to do something about that.
We take out a small deep V in the left ear.
Those are for that plastic.
That's all we do. In the left ear, one V.
Yeah.
And the tie. The tie that is being asked by BBMP for dogs to be put around dogs.
And I think
strangulation
in Goa and Mumbai they do the inner tattooing thing.
Yeah.
As a demarcation.
Bombay is tattooing, right?
What? No.
Bombay is not
We're
tattooing.
only notching ears.
Okay.
The left ear.
Earlier they used to tattoo on the inside, right?
Yeah.
Tie.
There's another thing I brought my message again. I've noticed in my colony, the tamest, the gentlest of dogs are picked up for repeated steroids.
Yeah, this is something that she does.
Meaning, obviously, they can't get both and it's serrated now, like it's like this. And how do you
See, you've got to be writing to the BBMP. You've just got to start building up some papers.
Paper tray.
If it's something that you feel you should be protesting about, do it on paper. And just a whole lot of you get together. This is something which is slightly different. It worked with, a certain body. Now, you have the Advertising Standards Promotion Council of India, which has laid down this code for people who advertise. Now, apparently there was this very stupid advertisement going around. Sorry, this is a bit off the point, but I'll just come back to the point. You know, of a man, of naked men with roosters around there. You know, a very stupid, tasteless advertisement. And again, the key word is more than one person wrote to the Advertising Standards Council saying this is absurd. You can just go onto their website and, well, they have written to whosoever was advertising like that saying your ad needs to go off the air. It's not okay. And apparently they've said that, see, more than one person has complained and said this is not okay. Now see, if this is happening, you start writing, and a whole lot of you, network and start writing and telling them this is not okay. Yes.
And for this, I was just thinking over lunch, my thought, and maybe you could correct me if I'm wrong, is what you'll need to do is take this ahead from here. Let this not be the last time you'll meet. Form your own Google group firstly. So any thought, any idea, put it on your group.
Put it on your.
One other related question, Anjali and Naina, which is that you say representation in numbers. Okay, so representation in numbers may have a certain context when you're talking about a government official, or if you're talking about maybe some political, or quasi-political kind of people, because they matter. I'm not sure how much effect does it have on what we consider or what we see of the BBMP today, because there is a every time you bring out issues, it's not like things have never been discussed, but every time you bring out issues, the kind of response is that we are doing it for people, so it becomes a people versus dog thing, and they don't see themselves as carrying the mandate perhaps that an AWBR or dog welfare organization or animal welfare organization needs to be carrying. So if you make 4, 5, 10 people, 2007 dog cull and whatever I've read and collected as information thereafter is kind of the same thing. It stopped, or it was made to stop, but after like 3 months, 4 months, and no amount of protests in that time really made any sense. So how do you, and this is kind of related to the question that I was asking, could you bring some kind of culpability on officers on a government function and say that you are not discharging your duty and you need to be able to do that?
Oh yes, you can. Absolutely.
And at the same time, also building your bridges with them. I don't believe, my personal experience is that I get them to do the things, okay? They may not like me too much, but I have no enemies in the corporation. I made it a point to see that it stops short of being enemies, because you need them finally. They are the duty holders finally. They are the ones who have the mandate to do many things that you and I can't do. Keep that in mind and don't think of them as enemies. Think of them as less informed or maybe less sensitive human beings whom you need to get onto your side. And if you start working with them with that mandate, things will be better.
See, I will add to that. But where you feel, but where you feel that a municipality or a municipal official is doing something that is an infraction of law, then you need to take it up.
Yes, absolutely.
Then you need to take it up. See, it's all very, of course we try to liaise and we try to connect and get them to do things the right way. But if it isn't happening, and if what is happening is an infraction of law,
then
municipal official or no municipal official,
Absolutely.
you've got to take it up. And see, this thing about for the people, what you can go back to them with is, but that's not the law. For the people is all very well, but if it's unlawful, you can't be doing something that is unlawful because it's for the, that's what housing societies say. We are doing this for the people. What nonsense. Come on, you're not a legislator, and laws have to pass very stringent procedures before they become law. So,
Do these e-petitions actually work?
see, I believe they do. I believe, that when any, okay, it depends on who they are aimed at. It depends on the sort of cause that, that is, at issue. But, a whole lot of people getting together and at least you're able to get across to the concerned authorities or to whosoever the petition is addressed to, that there are people that know and there are people that are protesting. But if it just falls short of, if it's just a protest that is happening and then after some time they sit quiet and we sit quiet, then I don't know how much.
I have something to say about the petition thing.
Yeah.
Which is that my experience has been, and anybody else can add to that, is that when something happens, an event occurs, it's a Facebook, a more Facebook equivalent of some action, right? So I didn't just say dislike or like, I actually did something, so I opened a petition group. I'm not saying all petitions are like that, but that's typically a reaction that people have. Sometimes there are multiple petitions for the same cause. So it kind of dilutes the effort. Okay, I've seen it repeatedly. Then there is the petition. So I would think that if we are going to start petitioning or petition, it's a good tool. We're doing many things we could add to that, but it needs to be targeted well. First is, who does that petition go to? Who does it address? A lot of these petitions are by kind of unknown people or some name to some name. It has no real meaning. The email addresses or whatever this petitioner are wrong. Okay, because I've always got a lot of petitions to put, but I rarely put them on the page. Because it needs to pass a certain criteria. Is there the right petition addressed to the right person, or somebody just, you can petition for anything. Okay, I don't like you, petition. 200 likes you get for anything. Okay, so it needs to be thought out. So again, it's a little bit of a coordination from our side, which says, okay, this is an agenda, this is an issue we want to raise. How do we raise it? Who do we petition? Who's going to do it? Somebody needs to own it. It needs to be written well. I've also seen petitions. The first petition that I became a part of, and maybe the only one, it ran into like 75 pages, I think. Joking, but it was like so long you could, by the time it has to have that meat right up front which says, this is the issue, this is what I'm asking you to pause and take notice of, and this is what I'm asking you to do. If we don't do that homework, it becomes just another tool for people there. Every day there's a slew of petitions. I really don't know what happens here. And then it needs to be focused. I also think that some petitions work better than others. And when I say better than others, if they are targeted at a political party, if you're targeting at a politician of some sort, if you're targeting at a private company of some sort, okay, they are people who worry about these things because their reputation perhaps is at stake.
True.
But if you are targeting it as a lay person or somebody who doesn't give a damn about what's happening, I'm a criminal or quasi-criminal, and you say, for example, in this case, in your case, any amount of petition, how does it matter to him? Everyone thinks perhaps that he's the wildest, going around, and he's okay with that. He's comfortable. So 5 more people, 500,000 more people saying that, there's no real effect. So duplication, targeting, and who do we target, or how do we change the game? I'm not saying that's a very good example, the one that I'm going to cite, but it is still an example where there is a huge amount of killing that happens in Kerala. Okay, and a lot of people have tried to do many things in Kerala, which is, Gandhi's been there, and everyone who's supposed to be the panacea for dogs has played some role in Kerala to try to solve it. But the local municipal corporation, the local government has absolutely no sympathy for any dogs or people who talk for dogs. And there was this petition, so I started thinking what to do, and I started a website. Actually, it's a subdomain within the website called kerala-tourism.strange.i. It mimics the Kerala tourism website, so it looks exactly like that. Okay, but all the SEO, all the search engine optimization is made exactly like the website. So chances are that if you come to this website, you will first not know that this is the wrong one. Except that Kerala tree also on the left side bend, here it is on the right side. So we've made some changes to get away from the copyright issues. And then there is a script that runs in front of the website, which allows people to click. In 2 months, 3 months, we've added maybe I think 10,000 clicks on that or requests. I'm not saying that's the best way, but I just used somebody else's petition. I didn't make it. Okay? That petition was there for like 4 or 5 years or something. Okay, but we're trying to further that cause. And the reason for targeting tourism was because the thought was that is what hurts.
Yes.
The only thing Kerala has is tourism, and that's the reason those dogs are being killed. So how do you get that government to say that, because everybody has been there. All sorts of litigation. She can talk about a High Court case, which is the Ombudsman has given a clear judgment that this is ultra-wires, you cannot do this, you cannot do that, but still no municipal corporation is. So it has to be targeted, it has to be focused. There needs to be, I think a lot of us, what we do is every time there is a situation that occurs, we just either do nothing or we just jump into something. It takes a while for us to all get together and say, okay, this situation has happened, what do we do? And form a kind of a